What's up guys, Pijat here. The last few days I played with the new skill, Volcanic Fissure. When you attack with your weapon, it will spawn a crack, this will reach the target and it will explode to projectiles. All the projectiles can hit the same enemy. If the enemy is moving even slightly, or damage is gone, and some fast moving monsters can easily dodge or damage. The solution for this, we became tanky as possible to just stand still and deal damage to keep enemy in place. We are achieving this with Grace Aura for evasion rating, so we almost can die from the monster's basic attacks or projectiles. Determination and Molten Shell combo for the physical damage reduction. Because of that, we will using our panic button while Molten Shell. When this is active, we almost immortal for the duration. This will give us plenty of time to do the boss mechanics or just search a safe zone to recover. Now, we almost can be touched by physical attacks. Only danger left for us is the spell damage, but we have a solution for this. Using spell suppression on gear, which is preventing half of the spell damage when we taking spell damage. To complete our holy trinity, we adding to our build a banner. And you guessed right, Defiance banner for the increased armor and evasion rate. For even more defenses, I upgraded my Pantheon to get freeze immunity, also reducing the chill effect by 50%. And we also reducing the shock effect by 60%. Because we taking champion as our Ascendancy, we will take 20% less damage from hits. We even have a little cheat death mechanic. If we reaching low of life 50%, we will gain adrenaline. We instantly gain power life back and removing all the elements from us. Why we gain 100% damage and attack speed. On the offensive side, the build has a rotation. You need bring yourself down to low life, put down your totems, cast Hydrosphere, mark the target, use smite and start using your main skill. Using concentrated effect support and we slowing down the projectile speed because I think it's working the same as Molten Strike. So the less area and projectiles will help us to deal damage with all the projects. We have a little problem in this side, not with the damage but how we deal damage. The target needs to be stationary, otherwise your damage will be gone, like in this clip. The boss not doing anything else, just walking. But our skill can't hit it, because he always moving. So if the boss is moving too fast or porting right and left, then our damage will be very low or next to none. But if the target stands still, our damage will be really good. We can easily generate frenzy charges because we take the mark mastery. We have 10% chance to gain a frenzy charge when we hit enemy with mark on them. The other main damage multiplier is our armor and evasion rating because we using Preservance unique belt. It will increase our attack damage by 1% per 200 of the lowest armor and evasion rating, while also giving us onslaught because we always fortified. This is why we play champion. Using adrenaline. When you reach low life 50%, you will gain this buff, which will increase our damage 100% and giving us 25 attack speed. This is why you see me sometimes reserve my life before the boss fight start. I linked an aura to arrogance support, so the aura will reserve my life and it will bring me down under 50% health to gain the adrenaline. Using smite to boost our damage by a lot. Because we're scaling aura effect, so this is a pretty straightforward choice in our build. Lowering down the enemy resistance with Hydrosphere, using a totem ancestral protector which is giving us more attack speed. First of all, I would like if you hit the like button like the shaper hitting the elder, so it can start spread to more people. Thank you! Few important things you need in the build. Your weapon is the most important piece. Try to aim high elemental DPS while you have critical chance on the weapon. I bought this one for Vine Divine and using this. If you have the money, go something fancy. All the bases needs to be armor and evasion because we're using Preservance unique belt. On your gear, aim, life, resistance, spell suppression, and the most important things, attributes, because the build is heavily need, otherwise you can't use your gems or items. Following implicits you can craft with the Eldritch currency. Spam till you get the following. On your helmet, increase mana reservation efficiency of your skill needs to be at least 8%. The othermost is reduced mana cost of attack. Worth to mention, you need Volcanic Fissure fires 2 additional projectiles. On your body armor, use Determination has increased aura effect and the other mod increased effect of your auras. On the gloves, inflict fire exposure on hit and attack speed if there is a unique enemy in your presence. On boots, drops brittle ground while moving, and the other mod is up to you. I like avoid elemental mod or annoyment is true strike. I just want to highlight a few things on the passive tree that you need for the build. We're using 8 passive cluster jewel with heavy hitter, aggressive defense, and fuel the fight. 2 medium cluster jewel with eye to eye and repeater. The other jewel is the same, eye to eye and repeater. The rest of the jewels is life, critical, multi, and attack speed with axes. With taking champion as our Ascendancy, the notables in order are the following. In your first lab you take Unstoppable Hero. This will not give us anything before our second lab. On the second lab you take Fortitude. With this you can now utilize the first node while you take less damage from hits. Your third lab, Inspirational. Your banner now is free and you can have increased aura effect from your auras. Last lab, you take first to strike, last to fall. This will give us the adrenaline buff when we reaching 50% health. Gem and gem link, starting with the main link in our body armor, Volcanic Fissure, increased critical strike support, elemental damage, Trinity, increased critical damage, and lastly, concentrated effect. In our gloves, Molten Shell, with cost 1 damage taken level 1, Molten Shell level 10. We also putting Smite here with increased duration. This skill will give us a buff when we hit an enemy and it will last at least 7 seconds. This is why we put here, because the increased duration will increase the buff duration, so we don't have to attack very often. In our shield or movement skill setup, Leaf Slam with faster attacks and using Blood and Sand stance. In our helmet, Sniper's Mark, this is our damage boost, Determination, Precision, and Grace. In our weapon or totem setup, Ancestral Protector and multiple totem support. In our boots, Defiance banner with Arrogance support, because with taking Inspirational, our banner will not reserve any life or mana, so we can link Arrogance support to it. This will give us even more aura effect. We also using here an aura that needs to be at least 35% reserve aura, and we will use this before every boss fights to bring ourselves down to low life to proc the adrenaline buff. Lastly, Hydrosphere for the exposure. Hope you enjoyed this video about Volcanic Fissure champion. If you have any question, please let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching guys, I was Pidget, and see you next time.